Good morning, everybody. I'm Antila, a 17-year-old high school student and first-year IB diploma student.
And I'm Fia Hirvonen, a 14-year-old middle school student. We represent the Helsinki Youth Council, and we're here today because we believe in the transformative power of education, not just to shape one future, but to create multiple futures filled with possibilities and hope.
Looking around this room, we see people who share a vision for the future of education. You're all already doing incredible work on improving and transforming education in the world. And we see your experience, we see your creativity, we see your unwavering commitment to your students. And at these days at this summit, after this summit, we really want you to move forward with your jobs of creating the future of education. And for this, we have a nice and concise 3-point plan for you.
Because the future we envision is one where every student thrives, feels heard, and has the tools to shape a sustainable world. And we're not just dreaming. We're already seeing examples of this type of future in classrooms everywhere in the world, from Helsinki to Hanoi, from Lagos to Melbourne.
Now, firstly, let's start with digitalization, a force that's revolutionizing education as we speak. We've all experienced the massive shift towards digital learning in recent years. Some may call it a challenge, others an opportunity, but we really call it both. Now, here's the thing. Technology should be a bridge to success, not a barrier. And we're seeing schools around the world where digital tools enhance human connection rather than replace it. We see coding classes being launching pads for community projects. We see virtual reality helping students learn what happened years ago. And in fact, all these things are absolutely crucial in building our next generation. And we must give them the tools that they need tomorrow. We must not be preparing our students for the past. We must prepare them for the future. Just look how much society has changed over the past few years and compare it to our classrooms. The difference is night and day. And because learning the exact same subjects in the exact same ways should not be the road forward any longer. But here's really the crucial thing. When we need to be intentional about how we use these digital tools. We should not use new technology for the sake of using new technology. We should use new technology where it actually helps students improve learning. It should be improving their critical thinking skills, boost the things they learn. So we shouldn't just digitize books if we see that students find them harder to learn from, but we should teach tech literacy, programming, and we should make students learn the helpful tools that digitalization has offered.
This brings us to something deeply personal for many of us, mental health and well-being. We're facing a crisis among young people, and instead of putting Band-Aid after Band-Aid on top of the deep scars, it's time to address the root causes. Why do young people and students feel like this, and what could we all do to help? The pressure to perform, the isolation, the anxiety about our shared future, none of these above are individual challenges. They're systemic issues and they demand systemic solutions. What if we measured success not just by test scores, but by how well we're equipping students to navigate life's challenges? What if every school embraced mental health as a core pillar of education? What if every school day started with a mental health well-being check-in? What if mindfulness wasn't only an afterthought, but woven into our learning? We've seen schools where this works. Schools where students have access to counselors who actually understand their needs. Where stress management is as important as math management. Where the crises that the world is facing and the anxiety that they cause upon students are acknowledged and recognized so that we can address them together. Where schools are trained to recognize early signs of mental health challenges and know how to respond effectively. Schools where taking care of your mental health and asking for help isn't seen as weakness, but as wisdom. Learning is a lifelong process, and this is exactly why we need education systems that emphasize asking for help when you need it, and that embrace mental health well-being in every form. A human being never stops learning, so why would their mental health be underrepresented during their education?
Thirdly and finally, students must be given opportunities and pathways to dive deeper into their interests, follow their academic passions past the narrow views of standard curriculums. Now, because where people really find their futures, where we find our great thinkers, our great creators, who form the biggest leaps of tech and humanity in the world, comes when students delve deeper. They dive deeper into what interests them. They dive deeper into advanced topics and deeper into the newest developments and what really matters to the students. This student-driven shift is today quite possible. Many nations offer forms of advanced learning in math, physics, etc. But even in these nations, these students aren't really informed on these things, these opportunities. It's not baked into the curriculum, and millions of our brightest students end up twiddling their thumbs, sitting bored in classrooms, and not developing their skills. Now, this is probably the easiest point of ours to really apply. It is informing students about existing opportunities, baking into the curriculum advanced learning. Now, imagine if a young high schooler interested in, say, rocketry and physics would already at school be informed on opportunities to take more classes at a university, collaborate with other like-minded individuals on independent research. These people will define the 21st century, and we should allow them to thrive.
What we're describing isn't just a dream. It's already happening in the pockets of innovations around the world. And all of you in this room are a testimony of this. This needs to become the norm, not the exception.
But in the end, you must be the ones to nurture and form this future. And here is our call to action on how best to do this.
First, embrace technology thoughtfully, always asking, does this enhance human connection and learning, or does it create barriers? Does it empower students and creators to be critical thinkers, or does it turn them into passive consumers?
Second, integrate well-being into every aspect of education, not as an add-on, but as a foundation. Because without well-being, all of our other educational goals become incredibly difficult.
And finally, dare to go deeper. Challenge the status quo, because the futures we're making aren't just about preparing students for what's coming. They're about creating the world we want to live in.
Together, we can build education systems that nurture not just knowledge, but wisdom, not just skills, but purpose, and not just success, but well-being in addition.
The future isn't something that happens to us. It's something we create together. And it starts here, today, with each and every one of us in this room.
When this summer ends and you go back to your homes, think, what steps can you take to improve?
Because when we look back at this moment years from now, we want to be able to say that this was when we began to shape the futures of education. Thank you.
Thank you.